Do you name yourself? Do you say I am or I have or, any number of things? I'm so stupid. I have ADHD. I have OPDDT. I don't know what those other things are. You label yourself. I'm clumsy. I used to say that all the time. I'm clumsy. I'm not really clumsy. You just don't pay attention. As soon as I correct that, I'm not clumsy anymore. Do you say things like, I'm a starseed, or I'm an Arcturian, I'm a Pleiadian? Well, I'm having a discussion. The other party thinks it's an argument, but I'm having a discussion with an Arcturian. And I want to point something out to you. I did another video on this, but it's even more important for us to recognize some of the things we're doing, whether we say we're a Pleiadian or Arcturian or somebody who's clumsy. It's time to pay attention to this. So yeah, I'm going to just spew it out here because this is Uncut with Landria. Welcome to Landria Uncut. Raw, real, and uncut. Welcome to Uncut with Landria. What is it? It's my channel, just dish on anything. I'm not looking at algorithms. I'm not saying how many people are subscribing to my channel. I don't care. If you find this interesting, come visit me because I'm just going to say it like it is. Now, I have a very popular channel. I've been an influencer for years. In fact, I'm in a private influencer group with YouTube, learning all this stuff. It can be exhausting sometimes keeping up with that. I don't want to do that here. I want to just talk to you. And today, I want to talk about one thing, and that is the labels we give ourselves. Because you are that which you believe you are. And I see so many of us having an image of ourselves. So let's start with the extreme, because there's somebody on my other channel, my spiritual channel, that is arguing with me because they tell me that I'm wrong about something in one of my videos. It's like, okay, that's your opinion. And then they tell me, well, I don't know what I'm talking about because they're Arcturian. So this person needed that persona to now elevate themselves to say, now it's just not us talking and that you're wrong. It's an Arcturian telling you. Well, if this person's an Arcturian, then I'm Mother Mary. And I think we know I'm not. Oh, that's right. She did the Immaculate Conception. Well, let's talk about that. So why is this person using this persona? And it keeps coming up. Why don't you love Arcturians? Why are you against Arcturians? Which of course, I said I've never met one. How can I be against Arcturians? I'm not against anything. I'm just telling you, you're a beautiful person. You don't need to be an Arcturian. This person, of course, is using that to give themselves importance. It's an identity. Why? Because they don't feel good about who they are right now. Now I went and looked at they have a channel. They don't have anybody subscribed, but I looked at their pictures and I realized that there was definitely some stuff going on with this person that may cause great insecurity in a world that judges people. So instead of accepting who and what they are without labels, they had to become something different. Are you doing that? So I had to ask myself, am I doing that? How do I think of myself? How do you think of yourself? Let's dig deep. This is cool stuff, right? You are Jane or Bob or Sally or whatever, and I'm Landria. I'm actually the only Landria Anka on the entire planet. Who is Landria? Well, I actually personally go, I don't know, and I've been saying that for years because I really don't know. Because it's somebody that can be anything they want. And I've changed through the years of who I am and what I believe and what I do, right? And I know that that is a role I play here, but it doesn't have to be one thing. It doesn't have to be that person with the label. And so I see people, the one I hear most is ADHD. I said, pretty much all geniuses would be categorized as ADHD, and back then they would have drugged everybody. I know they would have me. I remember my report card saying Landria is an excellent student, straight A student, but she starts a lot of projects and finishes none of them. Ooh, I sort of do that here. I have to push myself to complete projects. I have to because now people are relying on me, All right. It's not just some, art project. If I create a course and I got a deadline, as I do this Saturday, oh, by the way, if you want to join me, it's Mind Over Money. It's a free webinar. I'm going to help people to stop thinking about who they are, what they think they are, because that pattern will continually sabotage you if it's not a good one. Now, if you think, oh, I'm abundant and, everything I touch turns to gold and I, perform miracles, then you are absolutely welcoming and enveloping all that you are, that you're choosing, because you could just as easily say something different, which most people do. But are you labeling yourself? Because that is actually a material vibration frequency that keeps you rooted here. Because what you truly are has no name. It's perfect, and it doesn't really have the kind of personality that we get to develop here. And by the way, that's cool. Be a personality. Be absolutely that persona that you are. But when you feel that you are attached to a label of it, be careful. Now, if you're having fun with that, if you want to believe you're an Arcturian, you think it's a blast, you can make up any story you want. All right. People probably think you're cray-cray. Who cares what other people think? I sure don't. But is it affecting how you function out there in the world? And if you're placing yourself in a position to be, let's just say, scrutinized or ridiculed, and why would you do that? You don't have to tell anybody that you are a Pleiadian or Arcturian. You don't have to tell anybody anything. But ask yourself if you identify. So I really had to ask myself, and actually going through something right now, yet another change. I've launched successful businesses. All of them have been successful. Only 10% of all online businesses are successful, and 90% go down in the first 4 months. Why? I think people hang on to what they are, and if something is outside of that, they don't switch into being that entrepreneur or finding an answer or doing certain work or learning new things. They don't become that new person because they are in a label. This person wants that, and they don't become that. Are you doing that? Because you actually do have to shift. If you want to be something different, if you want to have healthy relationships or abundance or health, you cannot be the same person that you are right now. So those labels that you have are keeping you in that because you believe it. And the truth is, you can be anything you want. Anything, anyone you want. I have a student in my Breakthrough Fear courses, and he said he's a walk-in. I thought that was fascinating. He actually remembers the day that he, the original him, left and the new person walked in. In fact, a lot of things changed, like, things he eats and how he talks and everything. And I believed him because he believed it. So whatever you are thinking and you believe, it is. So even if somebody thinks you're a whack job, watch it, because if you believe something that is not good for you, you can let it go, because you can be anything again. And again, do you have to be anything? That's the ego having to anchor itself in the material world as important. And maybe you do need that. Maybe you need to be an Arcturian to feel good, to feel important, because you don't have it anywhere else. And I think that's what's going on with this person. My heart goes out to him. I said, you know what? God bless you. I don't think you're an Arcturian, because Arcturian, if they're really good aliens, they're not on YouTube arguing with people or saying the things that you are. If they are, then I'm not a fan of Arcturians. So you don't love Arcturians. I'm thinking, no, I just don't like the way you're talking to me. So be careful with that. Ask yourself what you're doing with that persona. Are you the person who's kind? Is Jane kind? Is Bob the kind person, the giving person, the whatever? Go ahead and welcome that. So I'm no one. I want to just go and be and do, depending on how I feel at that moment and going with my intuition. I want to feel it. What's my next adventure? What's my next thing? So I've launched these businesses. In the last couple months, I said, do I really want to scale these? They're wonderful. I love them. I love what I'm doing. I love the results I'm getting from my students. They're loving it. Do I want to keep this going, or Is there something else, or is there a variation of this? So I have to open myself up and say, I may have had a plan back then, but now I'm at a different place in the journey. I may have to open myself up to completely different things and let go of that idea of what I am or who I'm supposed to be. And ego has a tough time with that. Pride can get in the way too, right? So ask yourself, who are you? Can you describe it? I can to some certain extent, but is that really me? Those are just traits of humans that I've chosen. I hope that I am compassionate and giving, generous, funny, happy. I hope that I am the light on this planet that I want to be. I hope that I'm inspiring and motivating and changing other people's lives for the better. Because if that's not what I'm doing, then I don't know why I'm here. So ask yourself, who do you want to be? And it doesn't have to be the same person for the rest of your life, but make it a good one for you, starting with you, and then for others. I'm going to see you in the next video. Welcome to Uncut with Landria.